like I said, they found Rick Jones' sacrifice with giving that list to AI
Which,
Tony,
like, big sacrifice because he wasn't living too bad.
and he was like, "Hey, you're my friend,
Who
Steve."
is Rick Jones? To be honestly, I don't know.
He's part of Hulk and Captain America. He's friends with
Okay.
both, like kid sidekick of both
So he's
of
not a
them.
hero. He's just a guy.
Well, he was Bucky one time too.
Okay.
I guess Bucky's a mantle, which is a weird mantle to have.
It's a very weird mantle. The whole
but-
thing is weird.
But point being, that list, basically, wasn't a guaranteed list of where all the fragments were. But
Yeah.
AI Tony faked. He lied about making a machine that could tell where the crystals were and blah
So
blah
you're
blah.
leaving all these people out there pretty much on potential wild goose chases.
He just Michael Jordan secret stuffed it.
Yeah.
He just did this. He did the whole Space
To
Jam
which,
thing.
towards the end of it, like their souls were dead.
Technically, it worked. They really
Little
gave
bit,
up.
yeah.
It gave them
Yeah.
hope, and that's really all they were needed. And that's what they really tied back into Sam Wilson's speech. He was like, we've been fighting each other for so long, and letting our egos get in the way. We forgot how to be heroes.
What are those even?
Yeah, and it was like, you probably suck at it right now, but
Yeah.
I know you can. It's just like a bike. I know you can get right back on it and do what you're born to do.
Yeah.
And I think that was the moment that we really realized Sam Wilson was
Because
Captain America.
he was taking the mantle of sending them back to what they needed to be, what they used to
and
be.
he wasn't compromising.
I could see why you're saying then this Captain America would be their Superman Prime.
Yeah,
Letting them know, like, you're these dark people now. You're supposed to be heroes, shining.
You're backwards. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
When I said the Superboy Prime comment earlier, I was talking about Hydra Cap.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. As him representing that,
The range twisted.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for us, and I'm knocking your head off.
yeah.
And I think that was why they didn't make him dissolve in the dust and make it not matter. Cause,
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought they did it first. That would have really pissed me off, man.
for this to matter, Natasha
Everything still has to stay.
Natasha has to
But
die.
why Black Widow? She was the best in this thing, dude.
But it was,
It hurt.
But what's funny? I gotta see I gotta see what happens in the end of it,
Yeah.
because technically Miles' prophecy didn't come true.
Yeah. Maybe it's not supposed to come true yet.
Possibly.
Maybe. Okay, so when Miles kills Captain, he's in a Captain costume, right?
Exactly. So the moment when he was supposed to kill him, Steve altered it with the extra fragment.
Yeah.
I guess everybody just touch on that real quick. So basically, Steve, gets tired. He attacks. They actually have I'm sorry. The moment before he gets pissed off and invades Wakanda is when they actually make the attack on his life,
Okay.
the assassination attempt. So
Yeah. This is
So-
after they've been in the Red Room or whatever.
yeah.
it
So
was.
for a couple weeks, Natasha's been training the kid heroes just like she was training.
Trying to make them ruthless, which was, I thought, cool.
And then I guess Miles really embraced his destiny. He was like, "Hey, this is my job." Everybody
Well,
looking
he's
at me like
freaking out. He's having a nervous breakdown nearly.
everybody's looking at me like I'm a killer. I don't want to do this, but
You
I look
think
at
that's
the
what I
world
am?
and I look at all the suffering and I look like I have to do it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you continue to go. The other kid heroes try to talk Miles out of it. Like, you don't have to do this. You're not a killer. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then it last second, Black Widow does what Black Widow does and called an audible. And
Yep.
she's like, "I'm not gonna make you a killer."
You don't need to be this. Let me handle this.
And Miles kind of was like, "No, it's kind of like my destiny. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do." So basically, he interferes while she's taking the shot, and then eventually,
And that's because it's his fault. But that's why I love Miles. He caused Black Widow's death.
but I mean, technically, I guess reality changed. Technically, when he held the fragment, so instead of him dying, Tasha
Black Widow
died.
And she got her neck broken.
So basically, with
brutal.
how the neck broke thing happened, she was trying to like disarm both of them, and then she got hit with the shield and she took a punch.
For any anime fans out there, it's like the scene where Sakura tries to stop Naruto and Sasuke.
Wait, how does Naruto stop?
Naruto and Sasuke are attacking each other with the two abilities. She runs in the middle to try and stop them.
Oh, Sakura. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. I didn't hear Sakura. All right, but that happened and she died. And then Cap gets pissed off. He's like, "No more being nice, diplomatic. I'm just about to take what I want." He invades Wakanda, takes over, blah, blah, blah.
Which I'm kind of surprised they were able to do that.
Well, I mean, Wakanda's been through a lot. Like,
Okay.
Nomar flooded them not too long ago.
They had a war with Atlantis?
A lot of stuff happened.
Okay.
And then they just had a civil war with these two gay chicks taking over, and they call it the Midnight Angels. They actually turn a leaf or whatever, but some of the people were still kind of against T'Challa. But that happens. But I think it was all part of Nomar's plan.
Yeah.
Which led to Nomar giving up his crystal fragment, and then Bucky Barnes showing that he's still alive and that he had a plan.
Yeah.
So boom. While that's going on, that's when they break the wall down, and Quasar wakes up, and she, we find out that she at 50% power and unrested, she almost broke the wall down.
She's been in a coma pretty much for
like a month.
Yeah. She's as rested as she could be.
She's like, I'm ready for action, and she breaks the wall down.
Like it's nothing.
They liberate the Inhuman concentration camp.
Get rid of the Chitauri eggs.
Yep, they did that quick, and then so they stop the fleet. Also, Maria Hill makes an appearance. She does what her monologue.
Maria Hill. She's cool.
Her monologue is really nice. She was like, the age of heroes will come again, but right now they need me to be something else.
Yeah.
And she murders Blackout. So that releases the Dark Zone.
Boom! Now you have all the heroes are finally coming back together.
All while that was going on, Doctor Strange had made a plan and made a play for a special spell to amplify some powers, but he had to give up the Sanctum.
Yeah.
And the Sanctum, yeah. He gave the Sanctum up, gave the library up, and the Brownstone for the spell to help out everybody in the Blackout in the Dark Zone, and they got him out. Broke the shield down, got the eggs out of there. Everything's starting to look up. Then the next thing happened, we find Barf. If you're asking why his name is Barf, yes, that's not a joke. His name is Barf.
Yep.
If you read some of the panels, he had like a face guard on, and we never knew why. I thought he had like piranha mouth or something like that. But apparently, like we were saying earlier, whatever he sees, he can throw up.
Now, does he have control over this, or is he just?
I know the way the monologue or way the dialogue was that it hurts. It's difficult. That's why its size. It varies on size. So he can't just barf up a 60-inch TV out of his stomach.
If it can't come out of his mouth, it's not gonna work.
And I guess it was kind of go back to kind of quirky comic books, quirky 60s, and kind of like the Scooby-Doo, like, hey, this is the answer, like, a guy that can throw up, somebody useless, somebody who would never be a real hero.
But you can make anything work.
So now I had a guy that can make fragments.
That's what it ends up being? He makes a fragment?
Yeah, he can make fragments.
That I didn't know. That makes sense then.
I didn't read the last 2 issues. So we'll come back to you guys and give you guys concrete on that. But I didn't read. I know I read the notes on it and the annotations, but I don't know how many. I don't know. He just barf these up. But while this is going on, Dream World Cap or Old Cap, I don't know my history Cap that we're going to kind of reframe to him as, is talking to Cubic. That's the sentient cosmic cube, and she ends up being the last fragment from what I can read, from what I take.
And now she has a relationship with Steve Rogers. Not a relationship.
Well, she's friends with Bucky Barnes. She cares about Bucky.
Okay.
Red Skull raised her. So from what I read
too. I don't know. Why was he in there?
Because he has like a fetish for the cosmic cube. Like he just loves cosmic cubes. So he tried to raise it.
Them cosmic cubes.
So, what did he do? He basically was talking to her like, you need to send me home. He finally remembered who he was and what he had to do. And
which throughout it was very confusing. What was even going on?
Yeah, like
it would just randomly pop up, and now you're in this forest.
So from what I gathered from what I read so far, or what I understand is that when she changed his history, she kept all the original history for herself, I guess.
So that world they were in was the real world?
I guess it was like her world.
Okay.
Or inside her, I don't know.
So who was the lady that died?
Madam Hydra?
That blonde lady was Madam Hydra? There's a blonde lady at the very beginning.
The one he couldn't save?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know who that was. What was that even?
We had no clue. I have to go back and read it. Because it is one of those tedious books.
Yeah, it's one of those you got to go over probably a couple times.
Yeah, they really get all the hints and Easter eggs and stuff. But Make a long story short, I guess he convinced her like, you got to send me back. Blah
Yeah,
blah
it's getting
blah.
bad out there. Someone
So-
needs to stop this dude.